So, I'm a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I sign up for his newsletter. And one came out recently where he basically said, that's right, I want to talk to you about pre-workout. And I was like, oh my gosh, the Austrian oak is going to tell me about pre-workout? And I basically freaked out. Wonderfully too, this video is indeed sponsored by Magic Spoon. And right now, they've got 2 brand new flavors. They've got strawberry and milkshake, and they've got peaches and cream. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to eat this. I'm going to try the strawberries live on the damn video. Man, it smells like treats. All right, here we go. As always, it's just so darn delicious. Honestly, that was so good, it may have just become my favorite flavor. Usually I go for Frosty, because Frosty and cereal always goes together. But that's won me over so much, I'm genuinely quite surprised. Also, as I always talk about, the reason I absolutely love Magic Spoon and the reason I'm so happy to do stuff with them is because I'm just obsessed with cereal. And if I could, I'd run wild, I have cereal all the time. But because this is a more healthy cereal, it means when I do want a bowl, I'm allowed to have one. And just to remind you, if you're not aware of Magic Spoon, it has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 to 5 net grams of carbs in each serving. You also have the Magic Spoon cereal bars, and who doesn't like a cereal bar, which has 1 gram of sugar, 10 grams of protein, 4 net grams of carbs, and only 130 calories per bar. They're also keto-friendly, gluten-free, soy-free, and grain-free. And as always, if you go into the description right now, you are going to find a special link. And if you go there and use the code Simon, you are going to get $5 off. You can also build your own variety box, and once again, you can use the code Simon to get $5 off. And in terms of flavors, you can choose from the best-selling cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cinnamon roll. And again, you can get the strawberries and you can get the peaches and cream. And if that is anything to go by, well, you should put that in your order. Magic Spoon is also so confident that you will love this product that you can get 100% of your money back if you're not happy. And again, if you live in Canada or the UK, Magic Spoon is now shipping to you. So, as always, Magic Spoon, long-term support of this channel. I appreciate it, and if nothing else, it allows me to eat cereal, not whenever I want. Let's not be ridiculous here, but as and when you just need it, this is, as far as I'm concerned, a far better option because, 4 words, I love Magic Spoon. That was correct. He was, of course, talking about caffeine. What else would he be talking about? And as I have written down here, he basically had his caffeine rules for better workout, and he cited a bunch of studies that showed, well, caffeine does this and caffeine does that before you go to the gym. Because despite all of his experience, he still wants to get into the nitty-gritty. This is why I like him so much. He also said that he thinks that caffeine is the champion of performance enhancing, and the fact that it can make a notable difference before you do go to the gym, as long as you get your dosing right, because once again, he gets into that too. He also kind of ties it into all pre-workouts you can buy, because he said the best pre-workout, if you don't want to buy an expensive supplement, but you want a competitive edge, there's one ingredient that can likely make a noticeable difference regardless of your activity of choice. And then he talks about caffeine and says how it helps muscle endurance, it helps muscular strength, it helps anaerobic power, aerobic endurance, jumping performance, the perception of fatigue in the sense you won't feel it, focus, and your mood will be up when indeed you do take a caffeine product. I mean, how many times have you had that? You're feeling tired and crap, you drink a cup of coffee and you're like, oh, I feel great. He was talking very generally here, and I appreciated that again because he wants to make it very clear this may not be independent to you. But he said that most people will probably need 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine to boost their workouts. However, also listen to what he said. I'm not going to do the impression. No, I'm not going to do it. The timing and amount will also determine your output. If you want to see how it works for you, the research suggests taking caffeine 30 to 60 minutes before your workout, as it always says on the side of the tin. To reduce fatigue and improve focus and mood, as little as 100 milligrams or around 1 cup of coffee can do the trick. If you want to maximize the other performance benefits, the right amount depends on your body weight, with the research suggesting 3 to 6 milligrams per kilogram boost your workouts. You don't like math? I don't. Most people will need approximately 200 to 300 milligrams for the ideal effect. However, he also wanted to make it clear that it's not a consequence-free supplement, as so many of these damn YouTube videos do that drive me nuts. Because he said in a different newsletter, the caffeine rules yesterday, we told you why caffeine is one of the best ways to pump up your workout performance. But caffeine can also harm your sleep. And don't forget, while you want to be intense at the gym, you've got to be getting your rest. You have to have these two working together. It's like a sandwich. A new review of 24 studies found that caffeine can reduce your total sleep time, efficiency, and make it harder for you to pass out. Not really sure that's how sleep works, but whatever. This might not seem shocking, but if you know how to time your caffeine, then you can still have your energy and amazing sleep too. Caffeine has a surprising long half-life, so even if you don't feel the buzz, your body will still be processing the stimulant many hours later. We've talked about that on these videos. So you feel the effects in about 30 minutes to an hour, and then it kind of really goes crazy for about sort of 90 minutes to 2 hours, and then you may not feel the effects anymore, but it's still in there. So when you're trying to sleep, if you are still caffeinated and you're still stimulated, Well, you're not going to be able to rest, are you? Because your body still thinks, I need to be on. The researchers found that if you don't want your caffeine to harm your sleep, it's best to cut off all single servings of caffeine at least 9 hours before you sleep. So it's 1:50 now, let's just say 2 o'clock. I really needed to have been to the gym already if I do want to stim myself. Otherwise, I ain't going to bed till late. And I'm old, I need to sleep. If you're a fan of pre-workout, which usually contains about 2 cups of coffee, come on, Arnie, it's about 900 these days, you'll want to make sure you have your drink of choice at least 13 hours before bed, so you're going to the gym early. If you train at night, your best bet is to go caffeine-free before your workout, or take your caffeine much earlier in the day. It won't give you the same boost, but the caffeine will still be in your system. So if you are struggling with these 2 things, that may be something you want to try, or you want to give it a go. It's like, okay, so I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so crazy right now, but you still may get a little bit of a boost, and then you get the best of both worlds. And I looked into this too, and of course there's other people that love to talk about this as well. Chris Hemsworth used to go crazy with his caffeine, and I think he even shared some kind of caffeine-infused smoothie recipe. I'm just reading that here, but I've never seen him do that, so I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But it kind of ties into what I'm talking about. People love to over-caffeinate themselves because it's there, and it's not free, but it's not like some kind of illegal drug. You can buy it anywhere, and if you've never caffeinated yourself before and stimulated yourself, the first time you go on coffee or the first time you have some pre-workout, especially because there's so much caffeine in those things, you're going to feel great. But I haven't read all the newsletters this week, so maybe he does talk about it. Don't forget that eventually the effects are going to not wear off, but they're going to wear down because your body gets used to it. It's like anything you introduce to your system. Your body's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, but it learns. It's the same as when you go to the gym. You get those newbie gains that we always talk about because your body's responding to change, but your body likes to resist this stuff, so it starts fighting back. It's the same in the gym, and it's the same for supplements such as this. So if you are smashing sort of crazy 500 milligrams every day before you train, within a month to 6 weeks or 2 months, you're not going to be feeling the same effects, and you're going to be confused by it, which is why I always say, take it based on the day. Don't have it as part of some kind of crazy plan that you have to do it every single 24 hours. If you're going to do legs, for example, and you're quite tired, probably a good time to take pre-workout. So if you haven't taken it for a few days, you're really going to feel the effect. If you're going to do, I don't know, your push days, you're working chest, you're working triceps, you're working shoulders, and you really enjoy that, plus you had a good night's sleep, plus you're feeling pretty good after a positive day, I think actually you should ignore the caffeine and you should ignore the pre-workout. And don't forget, you don't always have to take 2 scoops. If you really feel like you need it for your workouts, just take half the dose. You're allowed to do that. Once again, it'll be less in your system, so eventually it will start to feel more potent again as your body balances out. And please don't get to the point when all of a sudden you need to come off for whatever reason and you're getting headaches and you're feeling like crap. That is called caffeine deficiency because your body has started to rely on it. Now, it is a wonderful drug in many ways, and most people just enjoy it for what it is. But remember that there are limits to this stuff. But also remember, you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger here putting it over when it comes to its pre-workout benefits, which probably goes to show if you are struggling with your training a little bit, or you're struggling to find that intensity, you don't feel like you're making any gains, you don't feel like you're making any progress. Again, don't forget it starts with diet and it starts with the training, but you can supplement, there's the key to that word, these things into your diet, and it is going to help. But everything in moderation will always be my key. Find the lowest possible dose where you feel like you get something from it, and that's your dose. Make love to that dose. Don't let that dose run away. Wine it, dine it, and be nice to it at all times. And every now and then, if you want to double it, sure, go ahead, you'll have a great time. But then just back it back down again, because I do feel like as human beings, we can get addicted to this stuff. It is an addictive chemical, hence why you do come off it, you're going to feel like crap. But when I read that, I always remember when I was a kid, like if anyone comes out in support of any kind of supplement, any kind of food, I need to know about it. So I thought we'd do a little video about it and we could chat it here. But I would highly recommend that you subscribe to Schwarzenegger's to newsletters. Talks about some amazing stuff, did an incredible video on social media the other day about hate and how you should never walk down that path. And I just enjoy his positive messaging. And also while we are here, I would love to hear your own anecdotes about caffeine, because I know I've talked to lots of people and I've ranted and raved about it. And they've been like, actually, I did cut back and it was better for me. Some people won't touch it. So that's what the comment section is for. Maybe we can help someone else too. Also, grillermind.com/Simon. You can Simon get 10% off. They've just launched some brand new gym accessories that I think you should check out. They got liquid glycerol now, which is the best thing I've ever taken for muscle pump, if that's what you're into. And again, if you use the code Simon, 10% off. I get a little bit of money there too. That helps me. I appreciate it. Also, like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the bell on the screen. Not the bell. Click the bell down there. Then watch a video on the screen. Don't get those two things mixed up. Also, patreon.com/Simon316. Even $1 helps loads. I've got a wrestling podcast. Please do check that out on Instagram and Twitter at Simon316, and TikTok. Should you want to follow me there? It's a lot of the same content, but I do some crazy stuff as well. Otherwise, I have personalized messages on Cameo. Just search for my name. I have merchandise, which will be in the description now. Please do give it a click. Otherwise, I just appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting the channel. Remember Remember to check out Arnold Schwarzenegger's newsletter, should you so wish. And remember to be smart with your caffeine. I actually think it could change your life. I actually think it could help your workouts. And I actually think it's going to make you feel better in your tum-tum. Goodbye.